Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. Interesting video here today. We have Boosie in the media again. He's been in the media for a few different things, a couple times, span of a week, few days, but it's over and over again, obviously. Rather than it's at the Hawks game or he's dropping new music. That's most recently he dropped new music. But I think he's gotten himself into a wreck, and just normal Boosie activity. I believe he was battling a few times, dealing with social media, getting his Instagram page deleted. It was a point in time where like every page he put up was getting taken down. So Boosie is definitely a fan favorite. A lot of people like him. I've even mentioned him in past videos. Like, I think it was the song "Do the Ratchet." It was literally like, it music to my ears. I think I used that phrase in my past videos. But it like, that's how clairvoyant it was. That's how when my sister came home from college, I'll tell you the story again. She came home from college and she had a car, and she played that song. She had that tape, that CD. She had a few other CDs, Beyonce, whatever. But like when she put that song, I was like, whoa, what? It was ridiculous to me. It was completely ridiculous. Like, I was like, what? I had, it was out of this world. But Boosie is definitely a good rapper. He's a good performer. And he was in an accident. Okay, he was in an accident. And basically that's what I'm covering in this story. Now, like I say, he is a fan favorite. Okay, I have a video for you. I will play the video. He's basically in response to this incident that took place, and people want to know what's going on. He's shed light. People have been assuming assumptions and all of the sort, and he basically comes out and he clears the air. He lets everyone know what he was, how things went down, and he was in the hospital, I believe, so that's concerning. Someone's health is, especially when they have a certain level of fame, notoriety, as Boosie does. And yes, he does go to basketball games and sits courtside. I believe he was at the Hawks game, and he interacts with the crowd or the cheerleaders, staff on the court, and he dances. He goes to concerts where he's just not performing, and he sings, and he interacts right with the artist, or he's not just there sitting down. Now he's vivacious, he's interactive. I think Kanye West put out he put out a music video, and the music video was like interactive. It had an option to be interactive, I believe. So that's what I was told at the time. And I think like that's super intuitive to do that. Okay, so the fact that he does that, we're talking about Boosie right now. The fact that he does that, he creates that, people, whether he's creating that level of experience or he's going there to experience that, okay, I think it's a good thing. Right, whether it's at the Hawks game or he's at the concert. I got clips in there. People may think it's silly. Okay, people may think it's silly what he's doing or whatever, but me personally, I think that speaks a lot to his character. And a lot of times people may need, a release. We're all humans at the end of the day. Everyone is a human at the end of the day. And I think what's on display is Boosie's humanity. Right? And this is like, and I say this only as a preface to the story because, he's at the Hawks game. He's crowd surfing, or not literally crowd surfing, but you know how the thing goes where, like, you know, everyone kind of copies the guy who, and these guys are basically like swaying side to side, or like maybe he's copying the cheerleaders and how they dance because he attends the game so much that he knows kind of like what they're gonna do. And you know, he was doing that. I think he went viral for doing that. And the next viral moment he had was the car crash, right? And I'll basically, well, hold on, let me finish the story. And so a lot of people could assume that, oh, he was out there showing eye. You know, he was out there showing eye, and he ended up doing too much. And look what happened. The next time you saw him in the media, the next time you saw him going viral, he was in a car crash. And you know, he was in a nice BMW, and that's why I don't assume. You know what I'm saying? I don't make assumptions. Somebody could have hopped on that and they could have thrown out 1,000 different reasons. I understand it and I respect that, yes. But you know, I reserve the right to, like, hold on, let me just wait. Let me see what kind of, you know, shook loose or whatever. And this is basically what happened. His own explanation. I have the video. I'm gonna play it for you now.
Fresh out the hospital. No, I ain't wrecked no fucking car. I don't never wreck no car. Stupid ass niggas wreck my fucking car. My 4th car in 6 months. I ain't never wrecked shit. So that's what it is. I ain't wrecking nothing. Deal what it is, though. Headed to buy me 2 more right now.
So in his explanation, I'm not too sure, he didn't give exact details, but he was saying that he wasn't responsible for the crash. I don't know if he was driving and someone else ran the red light, because that was what was reported, and he was not at fault due to someone else running a red light, or he was not even the driver. You know, that's something to look into. But, you know, Boosie, I can go on and on at this, you know, but Boosie is literally, he's a good guy. He's definitely, if Boosie's a good guy, he's went through some things, some legal bouts that he's had, you know, and I believe he's even sat down and been in prison for a while, which, you know, literally can take a chunk out, you know, of your life. You know what I'm saying? It takes a chunk out of of years of your life. So, man, you know, it's tough. It's really tough. But, you know, just coming back from that, him still being able to go out, have fun, and battle different adversity, that's life. You know what I'm saying? That's just life. You know, and him still being able to live and have this level of fame and notoriety and be able to do things that not a lot of people can do in life. You know, like, that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? And for someone to be able to do that, and Boosie gets the chance to be able to have, you know, have all this, for me, you know, it's a good thing. You know, you would only want someone like a Boosie to be, you know, to be granted that, right? To earn that, to be afforded those things in life, you know. And then to have a character like Boosie, to have a guy like Boosie, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's, you know, those are the stories that, you know, you just pay attention to. So, I can go on at this. But basically, you know, Boosie gets into a car accident. And you know what? Let me just say this. I'm going to tie this in. I don't want to make this very long. But he responded because a lot of people were saying that he was the one who caused the wreck, right? And that was the leading thought that was going on. Boosie caused the wreck. He's at the Hawks game showing out. I believe the Hawks was playing. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. He was at an NBA game, okay? But I don't know if it was the Hawks or not. But he was at the game. And he's showing out, in the next viral moment, he's crashing a car. So he clears the air. He comes out. He's like, a lot of people know I did not crash my car. And he basically explains what else took place. You cannot listen, because I'm only assuming that is the feedback he was given or getting. He was hearing a lot of feedback that wasn't accurate. That's my only assumption. Second assumption, which probably sounds more or less like the truth. What I'm going to tell you is this, man. Sometimes, and yes, it's a good thing he came back and he cleared the air. He came back and he cleared the air to let his real fans, his real followers know kind of what's happening, what's taking place, what's transpiring. But a lot of the times, you know, you may have people not speak good about it. You may have people that they want to assume. They want to, I don't want to say assume. They want to tell lies. They want to just say the first thing that comes to their mind and speak it as the truth. Some people want to say bad things about you. That's just not true. And I could go in on this, you know what I'm saying? And a good thing he came and he cleared the air. But that just goes to show you, man, look, some people they don't like you. If they have a chance to say something negative about you, they will say the worst. The worst. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, man. You have to not only be a critical thinker, but in certain situations, man, you have to have a leveler. You know what I'm saying? You have to get back to, ground one, ground zero. You have to get back to base. You have to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And shake loose and get ready. And okay, look, yeah. Let me shake the cobwebs off. Let me get right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to be able to do that and be humble. You know what I'm saying? And especially someone of fame and notoriety who have all these things, someone to be humble and be able to take the onslaught of maybe untrue stories. It takes character. It takes patience. It takes a lot of things. But I can tip my hat to those guys, because everyone can experience those things, right? That are trying and that are difficult. But to be successful, to have in life, you have to be able to stand the test of time, to be able to pass test. You have to be able to, and it's extremely challenging. It's extremely trying. I understand all those things. But, when you see stories like this, and I don't want to make this too long, but like, and just simple stories that you can just pull so many different things from. You know what I'm saying? And we all know Boosie as a guy, as an individual, as a character. Boosie is a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, regardless if he's around the wrong crowd of guys or whatever, Boosie is a good guy. People love the music he makes. He just dropped something new, I think. That's the next thing that's going viral. He just dropped some new music. And people like him. So that's what I got to say about that whole incident. I know it was like basically took place this last week. So that's kind of what happened. And that's my synopsis of the situation. But that's what I got for you guys. Look, hey, I hope to see you guys here again, man. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and watching the video. I am out of here. Peace, guys. Ciao.